Just waiting on Richard to join me. I'm just going to ring him now to see if I can get him in. Anybody who's watching? Oh, there we go. Okay. Click on link, Richard. Have you clicked on link, Rich? Oh, there we go.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my friend. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Oh, good.
A couple of minutes late tonight getting it on, but and I apologise if anybody's watching for the late notice. No, there was one person on, but not anymore. Unless that was you.
I think it was me. Not to worry. Not to worry.
I tried ringing Dave. I tried ringing Dave, and I got no answer. It just went straight to answer machine. So I've sent a WhatsApp to Debbie to say let Dave know if he's at home that we're on live and if he wants to join us.
Okay.
But I'm just checking my phone now. No, I've got no notification on my phone to say that you know he's at home or he's working or whatever. How are you doing, Rich? All right.
I'm pretty good. Oh, yeah, I've got my blower on. Hold it. Yeah. So again, right, I'm back.
Have you been on your allotment?
I've been out there for a few hours today. Yeah, it's been really quite glorious today. So make the most of it.
I couldn't believe, you know, when you showed that video about all the devastation, you know, that storm had caused. You were quite lucky, weren't you?
Yeah. Is there another noise going on your end, or is it me?
Yeah, so it's just her son's come in unexpectedly. I didn't expect him to come in, but yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, we'll carry on. He's gone out of the room anyway.
Okay.
Oh, we've got one viewer. Hello, whoever's joined us. Thank you for joining us. Very short notice, I know, but sometimes that's how we have to do it.
Hello,
isn't that right, Rick?
Hello, Socket. Come on, say hello.
Yeah.
Just come on and say hello and have a chat, please.
If you want to come on and be part of the live stream, just click on the link that's at the top. We've got this sus now, Rich. We're doing really good, aren't we?
It's not bad, yeah. It's not bad. I went through that our last live stream because and I sort of recorded quite a bit of it. Not from my own I can't stand the sound of my voice. I don't never really listen to live streams, but I wanted to get those trolls, you know, the Dick Arbery.
Well, what you got to remember, Rich, is your talking voice is totally different from your singing voice. And when you were with the Wurzels, you sounded great. I'm a cider drinker.
Yeah, I told you I met the Wurzels. I think I told you before, but they were at one of my cousin's weddings. They played at the reception. Oh, years ago.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. I could have kissed. I don't know who's. I don't know the singers, but they play the same old tunes. But it's sort of. It's sort of. I don't know. You can't not join in. It's just such jolly music, despite the fact the tunes must be about 30 years old.
Yeah,
you know, you can never really tire of them.
Aren't we?
Say again?
Giving our age away now. If you know the Wurzels. Do you know sockets ton?
Sockets what?
Sockets to me. Tammy, sockets to me.
Socket to me.
Socket to me, yeah. Hello there. Hi there, Richard. So does she know you? Or he know you?
Yeah, we've known each other for, I don't know, quite a while actually. Possibly through Vincent Rhodes. I love Vincent. Vincent Rhodes. He's he's a sort of like, you know, he's sort of like a Christian / truther.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean, don't you?
I do.
You know, a bit like Jesus Freak Computer Geek. He's the same.
Yeah, yeah.
A bit like me, really. I'm a Christian and I'm a truther. It was Socket. Yeah, I love Socket.
So, Rich, what do you think about that? You know, what's going on at the minute in Ukraine and Russia? You know, Ukraine.
Was predictable, isn't it?
This is my opinion on it, right? You tell me if I'm wrong. First thing is, you'll agree with me on this. I know you will. First thing is, you don't believe everything you see on the TV, what the media is telling you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I believe that what's going on now, is already pre-planned. It was pre-planned. The end game is already there. It's just playing it out. All the world is a stage, and they're the players in the game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
On the stage.
Yeah.
You know, I was listening at work today, and I didn't comment because I thought I'm only going to get into an argument here. You know, when I was in canteen on my lunch, they were saying about Russia this and Russia that, and Putin this. He's all right. You know, and you know, both sides, all the propaganda that they're pumping out there. I don't know if you saw any of the newspapers, but the pictures. Apparently, somebody told me they had a picture of Putin on one side, and on the other side, a picture of Hitler. In other words, comparing the guy to Hitler. You know.
Yeah.
And I would say to anybody watching, whatever you see on the TV, especially to do with what's going on at the minute, take it all with a pinch of salt. I'm not saying it's not happening. Don't get me wrong, it is happening, but it's all going to be played out in the way they want it to be played out.
Well,
do you agree with that?
Well, I know I've been watching. I know more about American politics than I do about British politics. I've been watching America for like 20 years, over 20 years, online, because you know, Britain 20 years ago, their online information was pretty non-existent, really. I mean, you had Facebook and things like that, but so I learned the internet from interacting with America, and you can't help but get sucked into the politics, really, or I'll call it politics, the lifestyle, which, you know, is in direct relation to the politics. But you know, I see Britain as I mean, the Nazis didn't lose the war; they just took a holiday and regrouped, and they regrouped in America, which we know, over 100 scientists making
Project. What was it called? There was a name for it. Paperclip, wasn't it?
Operation Paperclip. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, but this is the thing. The Russians, apparently, the Russians took a load of Nazi scientists as well, but they didn't get on. So I think they let them go, or, you know, they just didn't sort of nationalize them as part of their population. But America, they did.
Yeah.
Now, things like this is the way I see, like, the NASA program. It's long-range ballistic missiles, because we know they can't get to the moon. If they're making anything, it's all. And Werner von Braun was a rocket scientist, and they weren't making rockets to go to the moon. They were making long-range missiles.
That's right. Yeah. And I'll just pause you there, Rich, because I just want to make a comment about what was on von Braun's gravestone. That quote from Psalms. You know the one I'm on about?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, about the firmament.
I can look it up, actually.
So he knew, well, probably most of them knew, you know, that they weren't capable of being able to get past that firmament, you know.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a chat about, you know, the firmament and go into a lengthy discussion on that one. But tonight I really want to concentrate on what's going on in Ukraine.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah. But this, I haven't. I was. This is what I sort of mentioned about the Nazis. They, you know, it's all orchestrated. I mean, the bankers funded both sides of the war, like the Nazis and the rest of the world. Because before I became sort of aware, I used to think, how on earth could a little country like Germany afford to take on the world? Where they get all they got to do is like what they're doing with threatening to do with Russia now is sanction them. That's all they had to do with Germany was sanction them. Not nobody sell them steel or weaponry or ammunition or anything like that, and or even food. You just starve the country to death.
Yeah, but Rich, these sanctions, mate, these sanctions, like what they've America's joined in, the UK's doing it, and other countries, they're not going to take effect for at least a couple of months. You know, it's not helping the people there now. You know, these sanctions, they're a waste of time. Well, they're not a waste of time, but they're not immediate help. They're not solving the problem now. And the way I see it, I mean, I don't know how this is going to play out. It's already pre-programmed how this will play out. I'm sure you'll agree with me.
100%.
Like I say, all the world's a stage.
Yeah.
And whatever you see on the news, they show you what they want you to see.
Absolutely.
You know, and people are taking sides. People are looking at saying, well, Putin's saying it's doing this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're saying, well, the poor Ukrainians. There is one thing that puzzles me. You know, when they were talking about the numbers, the people, in the army that the Ukraine have, soldier-wise, and the number that Russia has, and the weaponry that Russia has, and they're struggling to take that big city, Kiev, is it? Kiev, is it? Kiev, yeah. That, you know, that fact alone tells me that this is being played out how they want it to be played out. The Russians have got superior power.
Go up delivery for me if I give money.
1 second, mate. I haven't got any. Sorry about that, Rich.
Don't say sorry to me.
When it rains, it pours.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's hope it doesn't start raining missiles.
When I speak to you on the phone, I'll explain this to you. What, you know, does my head in.
Don't worry. Not to worry. Life is life.
Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, about Russia and Ukraine. It's already decided what the outcome's going to be and what the results will be, and the sanctions will be, and what the result will be. Anybody who believes otherwise, go on.
The thing is about these sanctions. Well, the thing is about sanctions. It don't really affect those leaders, does it? Because they'll eat their pomposity, and they'll still go to their bowls and their fancy fucking dues.
Yeah. Still have their fillet of steak on the night with their green beans.
And their nice drop of Chianti.
With some fava beans.
But this is the thing, see? I'm trying to look it up now. There were two states in Ukraine that won independence, okay? There was Donetsk was one of them.
Yeah.
And there was another one. I can't remember. I could look it. I'll look it up in a minute. But what Russia actually did in Putin, they supported and they acknowledged and recognized I think it's Donetsk. They recognized their independence. They had a national vote. Russia recognized the independence of Donetsk. Now, Donetsk were been at war with Ukraine for a long time. I think it's either about 7 or 8 years. Don't quote me on that, but it's a long time. They've been under sort of like terrorism from Ukraine. So,
right.
So what Putin isn't, because I watched RT. I watched about 3 hours of RT live the other night, a couple of nights ago. They had Putin did a live, not a live stream. He did a a television broadcast to the nation. It's fascinating things, and he's basically this is what he understands. He knows that the aggressors are the United Nations, and in the chat, everybody was saying NATO and the United Nations, they're the aggressors. Without those, there would be peace on Earth. What they do is, you know, and but this is the thing. America has got military bases right up to the border of Russia.
Yeah.
Right across Europe, right up to the border of Russia. Now, this is what America have done. America's just marched right across Europe to the fence of Russia and pointed their guns at them and threatened them. They're the aggressors. Russia, America are the aggressors. This is why Britain staying in the European Union was so important to America, was because European Union is another one large state again.
Yeah.
And
do you think that I mean, I don't know how this is going to play out, but as I said earlier, it's already predestined what's going to happen. But boots on the ground, the minute they put their boots on the ground, because of NATO being involved, that means it could be an all-out war.
It could be, yeah. Could be.
So do you think they're gonna, resort to like either the US troops or the UK troops getting their boots on the ground, or do you think it's just gonna?
Well,
how far can they go with these sanctions? They can only go so far, and then when they've got to the end of all the sanctions done, what are they going to do after that? If Putin carries on like Adolf did, when he invaded Poland. If he wants to breach into, move into other countries, what are they going to do then? Are they going to take action then? What are they going to do?
Well, it's a plan, isn't it, Rob? Now, there are two ways this can go. They can either do what they did to like Saddam Hussein, and they can take Putin out.
Yeah, maybe that's what they want. Well, when I say take him out, he'll probably go to the what was it? The island of Lost Souls, I call it.
Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Or maybe
where Elvis. Well, Elvis is probably dead now. Where Elvis is, and where Meatloaf is, and Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
that's a story for another day, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's
where I'm coming from, don't you?
Things like that. Yeah, I mean, you just get written out of the. It's like watching a soap opera. You get
exactly.
written out. You get written out, and you go off.
You hit the nail on the head, mate. You hit the nail on the head. Soap opera.
Yeah.
Soap opera.
Yeah, and this is one thing we knew about Agenda 21, and I was prepared for something to happen in 2020, which it did, or CNI and all that, perfect vision. We've been aware of Agenda 21 for, I think it was in the 90s they published it. I've got a PDF here, and so we've been aware of that. And then the next agenda they've got is Agenda 30. Well, between Agenda 21 and Agenda 30, there's 9 years. Every year we'll have an agenda. So we're now in Agenda 22. They haven't promoted Agenda 22, but they have got an agenda, which is just basically a plan or a script, a scripted plan or a planned script. And they've got certain things to do because this is how they roll. They make a plan. They play the long game, the generation game. Good game, my love, good game. And we're now in Agenda 22. This is episode Agenda 22. Certain things have got to happen to bring about what they're hoping to do. Now, I don't reckon Agenda 2030. I reckon that's so far in the future. But something major is going to happen well before then. Agenda 30 ain't going to be the end of it. The end of it is going to be well before that. Because
definitely.
It's based on ultimately it's based on technology in the body. That is the ultimate aim. because once the technology is in the body, they can do whatever they like with whoever's got the technology in their body. And with all the G-Wiz rollout and all this hyper promotion of things like the metaverse and these special glasses, you know, where you just put this like headset on and you're in virtual reality glasses.
Everything's virtual now, isn't it? Everything.
Absolutely, it's going that way, and I mean, when Agenda 30 comes about, the only way they'll take until that time, I can see, is where they've got the youth, those that are sort of like up to their 20s now, maybe even 25s, that know no different than mobile phones, computers, and technology. Whereas us oldies, we remember standing outside a phone box on a Sunday night, you know, with a queue of half a dozen people rapping on the window. How long are you going to be? You know, we remember.
You know how much the phone call was? I remember putting a 2p coin in the slot, mate, for a phone call.
2 pence.
Yeah. 2 pence or 10 pence.
Oh, I remember 2 pences. Yeah. I used to have.
How much it was for a phone call?
That was back then. So, and you got 10 minutes. I think you got something like 10 minutes for 2 pence.
Hi to Steve, by the way. Thanks, Steve Watson, for joining us. Did you see his comment on the screen there, Rich?
Put it up. Oh, there it is. A lot of it is TV, Rob. I don't buy it at all. Keeping the sheep scared. Oh, absolutely. Fear. The greatest weapon is fear.
Yeah.
That's their best weapon is fear. Because what they don't want to do is annihilate.
Look at the last 2 years. Look at the last 2 years, my friend. What's happened? Fear mongering.
Yeah, it's fear mongering. And the way I see it, what they've actually done over the past 2 years is they've generated they created like generations of people with like that are bipolar or manic depressive, because one minute you're in lockdown and people are getting so depressed, and then they're released, so they open the pubs and clubs and shops back up, so then there's that relief of manic, which it was, people were going manic. And then they had another lockdown.
They were giving people their freedoms back to a certain point. So in other words, they were taking 3 steps forward and then 5 steps back again. So they'd give something back and then pull it back even more.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. And this is government induced. It's government induced manic depression. I'm a manic depressive. I'm a manic depressive, but I've learned to not get too happy, and because I know once you get too happy, you know in 15 days time you're going to be on that downward spiral into the depression. So what I've learned to do over many years is to not get too happy, and then the fall to depression ain't so far down, so it's not such a big shock. And I get a bit despondent, but I don't get depressed about what's going on now, and the fact that I know exactly what they're doing, how they're going to do it.
What they've hidden from the public, right?
Can't hear you. I can't hear you. No. Well, you sound like you're in a bean tin with a lid on. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
No. I don't know if the chat can.
Oh, what's going on here?
There you go.
How's it sounding now?
That's it.
Right. Well, I haven't done anything. I've forgotten my train of thought now. Never mind. Carry on. It'll come back to me.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about the effects of fear porn.
That was it. Yeah. Thank you. I just remembered. the last 2 years, they haven't shown the true figures for the mental health issues that have resulted from all the people in lockdown. They've hidden that from the public.
Yeah.
And have you noticed now how most recently they've started trickling out the facts about them that have been jibby jabbied and them that haven't, and how that the figures that there's more people now in hospital than there is that have been tripled. You know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
There's more people in hospital that have been tripled than those that haven't. So what does that tell you?
Have they released that information? Have they? Have they released that information?
It's started to trickle out.
What are you doing with your phone? Because you've just gone quiet again.
I haven't done anything. I'm on the tablet. I don't know what's going on. Let me just have a look at this settings.
Checking where leads are in late.
I've got a message here. It might be from Debbie. Let me just have a look and see if I've got any information about David. Bear with me.
Yeah, you do it. I'm trying to think of something just to fill the gap. I could sing a song. Yeah. Stephen, do you want to come on and have a chat? Whereabouts are you? You still there? That's too many questions. Yeah.
Oh no, it's not from Debbie. Somebody else. Another message from somebody else. So it doesn't look like Dave's coming on tonight, does it?
Well, I think I'm not sure whether he knows what's happening in Russia or what that's.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Who is that? Is that an echo?
Yeah, that's my my son-in-law. He's saying he wants to join in the chat.
Well, get him on.
He agrees with everything we're saying.
Oh, we'll get him on.
Right. Well, on your phone, if you go to YouTube, Sean, go to Robert Wild on YouTube. Type in Robert Wild.
Put Socket's comment up, Rob, please.
Oh yeah, we'll do. Sorry, I've been distracted. There we go.
I mean, RT are sponsored by the Russian government anyway, so that says a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, I've been watching RT News even when I have no tech, only an old PC.
Right. No. Yeah. You'll need to subscribe. So I'm just helping my son-in-law get on it.
Let him have a chat.
You don't have to subscribe. Just click on my logo and click on the live stream and go to the chat. And right at the top of the chat, there's a link. Click on the link, and I'll be able to bring you in.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
No tech, only an old PC.
Freedom. I'm not putting my email in.
You don't need to.
I need an email.
Freedom is an illusion.
Oh, maybe you do. Maybe
it fucking is these days. Yeah, you're right.
Put Socket's comment back up, Rob, please.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'll leave it. I can hear anything. But I do agree with everything what you're saying.
Well, AdSense is Google, so anything as far away as you can get from Google. I use ad blocker on my PC, so I haven't watched a YouTube ad ever on anybody's videos. I don't get most. This is what I discovered. Most websites I've used AdSense. Like, so if you go on any newspaper, online newspaper, a lot of personal websites, they've got Google Ads on there. Now, if you've got Google Ads, you will end up with a Google cookie on your browser, and you will end up with a Google cookie on your computer.
Steve's just put up a comment. No speaker or microphone. Does that mean he can't join the chat?
Well, I can't.
If he's got a tablet or a phone, he can.
Yeah. Oh, you can do it on a phone. Yeah. But
Steve, if you want to join us, mate, all you need to do is log into the. Well, you're obviously already on it. Click the link at the top, and I can bring you in. And your phone will have a camera built into it, I would think, if you've got a smartphone. Oh, Brum, I have no tech, only an old PC.
yeah.
So maybe, right. So if he hasn't got a webcam, if he's using a PC, he'll need a webcam, obviously, won't he?
No, because you can switch your webcam off. I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is if he's using a PC to go online here,
Yeah.
to get online, you need a webcam.
No, because I'm not using a webcam. Look. You can turn your webcam off.
You're using a laptop, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, if he's got a PC, it probably hasn't got a camera built into it. If it's a power PC, it's probably like a camera.
You've gone bubbly again, Rob.
Yeah.
Hello? I can't hear you now. 322, look. Skull and Bones.
Union Grove.
Hold it.
No speaker over. If you're using a PC like a tower PC, I used to, when I first started going online many years ago, I had a tower PC and I didn't have a headset or a mic, and I didn't have a webcam.
Yeah. Adblocker.com.
If you're using a tablet on here or a phone, a smartphone, you won't need a camera or a microphone because it does it automatically.
We can turn the camera off and you just upload what, see that my symbol there?
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it, but you just upload a picture, an image to StreamYard and use that if you don't want your face showing.
Yeah.
I don't want my face because I got a radio face.
Radio face. What do you think, Rich, about, like going back to what's happening in Russia and Ukraine?
Oh, yes.
They were dishing out all these weapons, to about 18,000 weapons to all the civilians. What's your thoughts on that?
I haven't really followed it, to be honest, Rob.
Oh, sorry. Okay. It just seems strange to me that the numbers of the Ukrainian army and the numbers of the Russian army and all the technology that Russia has got, that they are actually struggling to take Kiev or Kiev, or whatever that was pronounced.
Rob, are they trying to take it?
It's the biggest country, but they handed over all the nuclear weapons to join NATO, and then that's what's fucked them up.
Yeah, it's the Ukraine. Because I know they would. I mean, Russia was sort of bickering quite a while back about Ukraine, quite a few years ago. But this Donetsk had their independence. I don't know, a week ago, something like that. It wasn't that long ago. And this, like I say, 322. November the 18th, Friday, is Skull and Bones. They've got Skull and Bones Day, have they?
I didn't know there was a special day allocated to it.
Right now.
Friday, November the 18th. Well, there's a date to consider. But 322, Rob, unless you didn't know, is Skull and Bones, which is I think it's Yale University. It's one of these secret societies, secret orders. But both the Bushes were members of it.
Yeah. George and his father.
That's it.
I've seen it. I've seen the YouTube video.
Yeah. So 322, when you work in numbers, when 322 comes up, the day number. Strange you mentioned 322. It's just that day will be this year in November the 18th. 322nd day of the year. November the 18th. Can't hear you, Rob. I can't, Rob. You've gone on mute. Are you putting your finger, Rob? Are you putting your finger over the microphone?
I don't know what's going on here. Let me just.
That's all right now.
My son-in-law's got his mobile phone using our internet. That could be it.
Well, your picture's going up all right. There's no jitteriness in your picture. It's just your voice goes.
I know, because I'm on fucking what's that first?
I'll explain this to you later, Rich. You know.
No worries. No worries. The more the merrier.
I expected to be in a nice, quiet environment tonight, and it turned out no sooner had I gone live, he come in the door.
No, that's no worries. More the merrier. It's always, at the end of the day.
Oh, hang on, we've got a message here from Paul S. Let's put that up. Ask Alexa what happens on the 23rd of the 11th, 2024. It says war will break out between Germany and Russia.
True story.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I haven't got an Alexa.
Paul. I will put that in my diary.
Well, I won't be. I'll be dead by then. I won't see 24.
Don't be silly, Richard.
Yeah, part of my plan, mate. Part of God's plan.
Talk like that. I'm going to come over to yours and kill you prematurely. You start talking like that.
Yeah, but we've got almost 2 years till 2024. There's so much that you're going to do in that 2 years. That's a huge amount of time. It's a huge amount of time for them. Just to do what they're going to do. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of time. I can't see them hanging around because the longer they hang around, the more people wake up.
Yeah. Well, this last 2 years, the escapade over the last 2 years, I believe that
You've gone quiet again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but faintly. You're moving your tablet around.
No, I'm still in the same place. I'm not going anywhere.
No,
it's you.
There you go. Russia's taking out the cabal in Ukraine, destroying America's biolabs. They're all in it together. Putin, China,
America. Of course not. They're all in bed together.
They're all in bed together. They're all in it together.
Trump, Biden, Boris. They're all in bed together, mate. They're all in it together. Trudeau, they're all in bed together.
Trudeau was one of the young global leaders of Klaus Schwab. You look up young global leaders.
I watched it last night. I watched that last night.
Yeah.
Putin was there as well.
Yeah.
Putin was there.
Ahern, is it Ahern? The New Zealand Prime Minister, that woman. She was one.
Yeah. Rich, I'm going to have to go now because this is just getting too noisy in here. I really apologise. I'm going to go, mate. I do apologise, yeah?
Well,
Thank you for everybody joining us. I'm going to log off now, and we'll come back to this conversation on a better time, yeah?
All right.
All right, Rich.
All
Sorry
right,
about that.
Oh,
Take care. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Cheers,
Bye for
live.
now.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. I might go live on mine then. I'll flip up a live on mine if you want to join in, Rob, a bit later.